midterm. It's entitled Using SurveyMonkey.com to Elicit Feedback on Training. What I'd like you to take home today in terms of learning is a background knowledge on the corporate profile of SurveyMonkey.com, its application, the ability to build a survey to meet the needs of a training evaluation, and analyze the data on the site. First of all, thank you for sending me your feedback pre-meeting. I did receive that. Here it is. It looks as though the majority of you have not used SurveyMonkey before, so I look forward to introducing that to you, and for those who have tried it before, it's nice to have a refresher. Let's look at the corporate profile of SurveyMonkey.com for just a moment. It was founded in 1999 with a focus on helping people make better decisions, and it's built its technology on over 10 years of experience in survey methodology and web development. Handling as many as 1.5 million survey responses every day, SurveyMonkey.com is the world's largest survey company. There are programs that are free or low cost. It's highly accessible, but also used by Fortune 500 companies. It's very automated and have easy to build surveys. Some of the more expensive packages also integrate SPSS. It integrates very nicely with existing customer relationship management databases and social media. It covers basic analysis of both quantitative and qualitative data, which is nice as well. Now, I've included a picture of Sheryl Sandberg in my presentation, who is the the COO of Facebook and the author of Lean In. Wonder if anyone wants to guess why I've included that picture. Well, if you guessed that Facebook is in negotiations to acquire SurveyMonkey.com, that would be a good guess because it does integrate well with social media, and Facebook is clearly a giant in the social media world. But you would be incorrect. There are too many conflicts of interest for Sheryl Sandberg and Facebook to actually acquire SurveyMonkey.com because her husband, Dave Goldberg, is the CEO. Now, unfortunately for Dave Goldberg, who's a very accomplished man, he gets referred to in the media as Sheryl Goldberg's husband. But this man certainly can stand on his own. He joined the company in 2009, and he really globalized it. Before Mr. Goldberg came to the company was based in Portland. He moved the headquarters to Palo Alto, and before they only supported English on their surveys. Now the site supports 15 languages and accepts payments in 29 currencies worldwide. Previously, Mr. Goldberg was with Launch Media. He started that company, led it through an IPO, and eventually it was acquired by Yahoo. He was the music VP and general manager at Yahoo. He also was involved at Capitol Records as new business development director. And he has a Harvard BA in history and government. Now, what's interesting about this company, it's not publicly traded. In fact, recently they've taken on some debt to remain private. Their revenues are enormous. Last year, their revenues were $113 million, and they're growing at a 40+% rate. Their street valuation, if they were to go public, is estimated to be $1.35 billion. Okay, so how can SurveyMonkey help us as trainers with eliciting feedback from our trainees? Well, we can do it on several levels. First, we could build a survey to elicit satisfaction or reaction feedback from our trainees, level 1. Or we could do knowledge-based testing on pre and post tests for learning. Also, we can measure confidence in behavior application after training. So let's jump in. Let's build a survey together. So here's the plan. I'm going to review a basic survey design with customized certified questions. And then we're going to group build a level 2 survey measuring learned knowledge. And we're going to learn how to send that to people to be taken. And then finally, we're going to analyze a level 3 survey that I've already created and dummied up in terms of responses so that we can analyze the data together. All right, let's take a look at the level 1 feedback training survey. You notice this is a very user-friendly platform. You can choose, you can edit the title, you can edit the theme here. I like summer, I like to keep it bright. You can choose whether you have all the questions on one page or you break them up and have one question per page. And you also get to add questions. So let's take a look at the questions I've added so far. So I've added 3 questions, well 4 now, in this survey, asking basic reaction questions. These are actually certified questions, you can see, that are customizable. So I customized this part of it. And in my last presentation, we built this question, and I showed the 2 people who were involved with my e-learning course how to build this from a certified question and customize that. So let's go on, and now we will actually create a survey. And during my live section, I'm going to call this post-test. There it is, post-test. I'm going to call it post-test 2. And I'm going to select category other. And you have some choices here. You can copy an existing survey. You can copy an expert survey template. But for our purposes, we're going to create a new survey. All right. So again, I said that you could include 5 questions on one page. You could break them up, etc. Right now, we're just going to go for something simple. I'm going to leave the pages there. I'm going to add a question. Now, we're adding level 2 questions. The first question I'm going to ask is actually a statement, and we're going to make it true or false. There it is. Now, we're going to choose from the question type as multiple choice, only one answer, right? And I chose to display this as one column with buttons, so that you have to actually check off true or false. And your answer choices, you're going to build on 1 per line. And I'm requiring an answer to this question. And then here I had Camille add a question. I think she added this one. Either Camille or Jody added this. And she decided to do multiple choice and to use buttons, and she added a true or false question. I'm going to require an answer on this question too, and we're going to add the next one. All right, let's see. Was it SurveyMonkey? And then here it is. This was added by Jody, and she chose multiple choice and display choices as buttons, yes or no. I'm going to require an answer here. Save and add next question. And my final question is, okay, what is the current street valuation of SurveyMonkey.com? And here I chose multiple choice. And I made a mistake in my answers here, so I have an opportunity to go back and change them, which is nice. There we go. And these will be toggled in a column. Actually, I think I chose a drop-down menu on this one. So I'm going to require an answer on this one, save, and actually I'm going to cancel out of that, and we'll take a look at it. So now we've required all these to have answers. These are true and false. These are all quantitative, and this is a drop-down box, so I choose it this way. Great. So I'm going to preview the survey. This is what it's going to look like. There's going to be 4 questions on one page. Great. Oh, and see, this makes us actually preview it. That's false. This is true. This is true. And this is 1.35 billion. All right, so now we looked at how to send a survey and customize the link. I think we customized it to TCS post test. There it is. And we saved it. It makes it a little simpler. We're going to reassign it, yes. Great. And I explained how you can email. You can actually use this HTML and embed it in your website. So it's something that we can do in the future when we're maybe building our learning website. Copy that HTML and then we'll link to our SurveyMonkey. Great. So then we send out our survey and we wait for responses. Now let's go to the level 3. Now I built this survey to look at level 2 and level 3 evaluations of previous training, and I built it so that there would be a matrix of choices, multiple answers per row, that respondents could answer between not confident and very confident, and the column choices would be before the meeting training or after the meeting training. Okay, so I'm going to save and close that. You can see the questions that I've asked for level 2, level 3. How confident do you feel with delivering the value proposition? How confident do you feel with presenting the file or study? How comfortable are you with navigating the Cubison app? And how often do you use the Cubison app in the field? Also, a qualitative text box to get any feedback on any other needs. So we send the survey. We're going to look at the results now. Great, and this is the result. So this is how the questions are summarized. These are fully downloadable. You can export the chart. It will export in .png. You can rename the file chart any way you want. Let's call it CVP. Export it. It downloads. You download to your desktop, and then I can drag and drop into Keynote. I would imagine the same is true into PowerPoint. There we go. All right, you can also change the chart type. There are pie charts, line charts, area charts, horizontal versus vertical, bar charts. There are numerous display options. One way to swap this is, to look at this differently, is to swap rows and columns so that your key below here is not showing different colors for very confident, confident, somewhat confident, confident, non-confident, but instead looks at pre-NSM and post-NSM and kind of imposes the two charts. So this is another way to look at it. So pre-NSM, there were very few respondents who were very confident. A lot of them were not confident. But post-NSM, you can see that you had a lot of respondents that were very confident. They were in the very confident to confident range versus the not confident, somewhat confident range. Okay. So also you have the breakdowns in terms of percentages here. You see the total at the end. That's nice too. So like I said, whatever your display option you prefer, that's how you can structure it. Also, these are the text responses. If you have another package, you can actually do text analysis. And I would imagine, I don't have SPSS on mine, but I would imagine there was a lot more capability as well. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, the individual responses. If, for instance, the one caveat to this build, having the two columns, is that there could be a mistake where somebody actually answers two in the same column. And the way you can go through and make sure that hasn't happened or tease out bad data is to go respondent by respondent and take a look to see if there were bad responses. You could then just delete or throw them out and add more respondents later, or just throw them out of the analysis, etc. So that's that. So we designed a survey, we collected responses. We designed a survey, we sent and collected the responses, and now we've analyzed the results. So we're going to hop back to this and wrap it up. So just to conclude, SurveyMonkey.com is relatively inexpensive, if not free. If you want a free membership, that is available. It's easy to use, it's graph enabled, it's CRM compatible. It's useful for level 1 and 2 feedback, and level 3 feedback is possible as well. It's a great resource for basic analysis, and it is SPSS integrated. So thank you so much for participating, and you will be emailed a follow-up survey from